At 5 a.m., when the world was still asleep, Arif stared at the ceiling and whispered to himself, "Maybe I'm just not meant for big things." He wasn't lazy, he wasn't careless, he was just tired of trying and seeing nothing change. Arif was a 22-year-old student from a small town. His father drove a rickshaw. His mother stitched clothes late into the night. Money was always short. Dreams were always big. Arif wanted to change his family's life. He wanted to get a good job, earn respect, and prove that his background did not define his future. But there was one problem. He kept starting and stopping. He would study hard for 3 days, then lose focus for 4. He would promise himself, "From tomorrow I will be serious." But tomorrow kept moving. Friends laughed at his big goals. "Bro, people like us don't become successful," one of them said. "Be realistic." Those words hurt more than he showed. At night, when everyone slept, doubt would sit beside him like a shadow. What if they're right? What if I'm wasting time? What if I'm not good enough? He felt stuck, not because he lacked talent, but because he lacked consistency. One evening, while walking home, he met his old school teacher, Mr. Rahman, a calm man with kind eyes. They sat on a small tea stall bench. Arif opened up. "Sir, I try, but I never see results. I feel like I'm running in the same place." Mr. Rahman smiled gently. "Arif," he said, "do you know how a river cuts through rock?" Arif shook his head. "Not by power, but by persistence." The words stayed in the air. Big results, his teacher continued, are not created in big moments. They are created in small daily efforts that nobody sees. Arif went home that night thinking deeply. Maybe he didn't need to change everything at once. Maybe he just needed to show up every single day. The next morning, he didn't make a dramatic promise. He made a small one. "I will study for just 1 focused hour. No excuses." 1 hour. It felt too small to matter, but he did it. The next day, he did it again and again. Some days were hard, very hard. There were days when his friends invited him out, days when his body felt heavy, days when his mind whispered, "Skip today, it won't matter." But now he answered back, "It does matter." He wasn't perfect. He still failed mock tests. He still felt slow compared to others. Sometimes he would close his books and feel tears in his eyes. "I'm trying so hard. Why is this so slow?" But something inside him had changed. He stopped chasing quick results. He started trusting small effort. Weeks turned into months. His 1 hour became 2. His focus became sharper. His confidence became stronger. No one clapped for him. No one noticed his silent discipline. But inside, he was building something powerful: self-respect. 1 year later, Arif walked into the exam hall with calm eyes, not because he was the smartest person there, but because he knew something others didn't. He knew he had shown up every day. When the results came, his hands were shaking. He had passed, not just passed, he had scored high enough to qualify for a government job interview. His mother cried. His father sat quietly, wiping his eyes. "See," his father said softly, "you did it." Arif smiled. "No," he replied, "I did it little by little." His success did not explode overnight. It grew quietly, like a seed watered daily. And that is the truth most people don't see. We admire the trophy, we celebrate the victory, but we ignore the mornings no one witnessed. The small pages read, the short workouts done, the extra practice, the repeated effort. Big results are simply small efforts repeated with patience. Arif's life did not change in 1 day. It changed the day he decided that small actions were enough. Enough to start, enough to continue, enough to win.
If you feel stuck right now, if you feel behind, if you feel like your effort is invisible, remember this: you do not need a giant leap. You need a small step taken today and tomorrow and the next day. Success is not loud in the beginning. It is quiet, it is boring, it is repetitive. But it works. So tonight, don't promise to change your whole life. Promise one small action. Read one page. Write one paragraph. Practice one skill. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Do it even when no one claps. Do it even when you doubt yourself. Because small daily efforts create big results. And one day, you will look back and realize it was never about one big moment. It was about the days you chose not to quit.